Hey gang, Buck Rasmussen here with Epic Journey, and I've got a life hack for you that I learned way back in my football days. It's called a reframe, and I'll explain in layman's terms because I'm not a psychologist or not trained in any way, just a regular dude that applies stuff to my life. So here goes. As humans, we tend to believe our thoughts. We tend to look at our thoughts as facts, when our thoughts aren't really facts at all. They're just thoughts. But that's the way we're wired. And sometimes these thoughts become so intrusive that they affect our performance. Well, in football, I would have this, especially as I made my way into the NFL and things got harder and the competition became world class. I would have these intrusive thoughts of doubt that would seep in. And I learned through a sports psychologist to reframe those thoughts. For instance, if I was going up against someone that was an absolute beast, which happens every single day in the NFL, and I would have this thought of, oh crap, this dude's going to kill me, I would, of course, need to reframe that thought. So I would simply say, you belong here. Or I would reframe it as this: win this battle. In other words, don't think of it as winning every single battle every single day at this level. That's much too big. It can be overwhelming. But when I reframed it as win this battle, it shrunk it down into this one battle, mano a mano. And when I thought about it, well, I did have a history of winning a lot of battles throughout my life. If I looked at this one positively, there's probably a pretty good chance that I could win this battle. It really worked. And as I moved into the real world, of course, you're faced with challenges every day too. So I learned when I started motivational speaking, at the beginning, I would feel very nervous. Natural feeling. Most people are terrified of speaking in public, and I was no exception. So I would have this thought, oh man, I'm nervous. Well, I learned immediately to reframe that as this: of course, I'm excited. I was built for this. Everything that I had done was to prepare for a big speaking opportunity that I had that was upcoming, that I was nervous about, but I had prepared a ton. I had built myself for the opportunity. And if I could just reframe that thought, I was built for this, I found that the negativity, the nervousness, all of that went away. And I was just leaning on my preparation in the moment. And of course, it worked. I wonder how you can use this in your life. I think if you learn to reframe those negative, intrusive thoughts, use them as a positive, use them as a benefit, it'll really help you in your pursuit. Remember, it'll be hard, but it will be worth it.